Good morning, it's Thursday, April the 16th, and you're watching AGORACOM Small Cap News TV. I'm your host, Paul Kondakos. AGORACOM TV is a daily, fast-paced, edgy show, bringing you the best press releases at the open, along with the halt, so that you can hopefully profit from them and potentially find your next great small cap investment. As always, I've got a great show lined up for you this morning. I've got 5 great press releases, 2 from the Canadian side, 3 from the U.S. side, and 2 halts to report on in the second segment of our show. So without any further ado, let's get down to business. Our lead story comes out of a company called VIQ Solutions. They trade on the TSX Venture under the symbol VQS. The company is announcing financial results for the 3 months ended December 31st, 2008, also known as Q4. Revenue was 3.1 for the quarter ended December 31st, which is up from $2.8 million in the same period last year. It's a modest increase of 8%. Gross margin was 51% for the period as compared to 36% last year. Cash flow from operations was approximately $250,000 for the quarter as compared to $36,000 for the same period in 2007. So a substantial increase in cash flow. And finally, net income for the fourth quarter was $282,000 as compared to a net loss of $356,000 for the fourth quarter of 2007. So it looks like this company may have turned the corner, might be one to keep an eye on. Let's see, VIQ Solutions is a global provider in the digital audio industry with innovative product and service-based solutions for voice-driven systems in the legal, medical, business, and government industries. Company is last at 30 cents, high of 71, low of 15 cents, and a market cap of approximately $25 million. Moving on to NTG Clarity Networks, trades on the venture under the symbol NCI. The company is announcing year-end results for 2008. Company reported revenues of $5.5 million in 2008, which is actually a decrease from 2007. Their numbers last year were approximately $6.3 million in revenues. However, the bright news is, or the good news is, net income actually increased to $540,000 in 2008 compared to net income of $90,000 for the comparable period last year. So it's one of those rare situations where revenues are down, but net income is substantially up. A little bit about the company. They deliver network, IT, and infrastructure solutions to telecommunications service providers. The company's last at 5.5 cents, high of 8 cents, low of 1.5 cents, and a market cap of approximately $1.5 million. Might be one to take a look at. Moving on to the U.S., CSKI Medical trades on the NASDAQ under the symbol CSKI. I've got some pretty impressive highlights. They're announcing record fiscal year-end results for 2008. Highlights include revenue increased 86% to $92 million. Gross profit increased 81% to $69 million. And net income increased 88% to $29 million, or $1.87 per diluted share. Very impressive numbers. In addition, as of December 31st, 2008, CSKI had $40 million in cash and equivalents and approximately $58 million in working capital. And get this, they have 0 debt. Now, we've also got some guidance and outlook from Mr. Yan-Qing Li, Chairman and CEO of CSKI Medical, who states they expect full-year revenue to increase by 40% next year to $128 to $30 million. Net income will increase to approximately $38 to $39 million. And net profit margin will be approximately 30%. So incredible numbers coming out of this company. A little bit about the company. They engage in the manufacture, marketing, and distribution of pharmaceutical, medical, and diagnostic products. They're last at $11.10, high of $19.11, low of $6.28, and a market cap of approximately $180 million. Moving on to EnDevCo, they trade on the bulletin board under the symbol EDVC. The company is also announcing financial results for the year ended December 31st, 2008. Revenues were $3.1 million, representing a 77% increase. Gross profit were $1.8 million, representing an 829% increase. And net income from operations was $270,000, representing a substantial increase when compared to a loss of $1.9 million in the previous year. So once again, another company looks like they're turning the corner towards profitability. A little bit about EnDevCo. They're an energy company rapidly establishing an identity consistent with its operating philosophy of science before the drill bit. Not quite sure what that means. Might want to look that up. Company has domestic and foreign oil and gas projects with current interests in Oklahoma, the Gulf of Mexico, offshore Louisiana, Colombia, and Peru. Lost at 46 cents. High of $5.55, low of 26 cents, and the market cap of approximately $33 million. And finally, mortgagebrokers.com. They trade on the bulletin board under the symbol MBKR. They're announcing financial results for the year ended December 31st, 08. They recorded gross revenues of $15 million for 08 versus $10 million for 07. It's an increase of approximately 50%. Net income was $338,000 compared to a net loss of $2.8 million in the previous year. So it looks like we're looking at a lot of turnaround stories on this segment of AGORACOM Small Cap News TV. And finally, the cash position had increased to $1.2 million compared to $830,000 last year. And finally, net income per share was actually 1 cent positive for 08 compared to a net loss per share of 8 cents. A little bit about the company. They're dedicated to rebranding over 40,000 small and medium brokerage firms in North America while providing these entities scalable through a centralized shared service platform. Scalability. Company's last at 9.5 cents, high of 41, low of 6 cents, market cap of $4 million. Now, moving on to the halts, I've got two. Matrikon, they trade on the TSX under the symbol MTK, or at least they used to trade on the TSX. We've got a cease trade order. And finally, we've got AbitibiBowater. They trade on the TSX under the symbol ABH and AXB. They've been halted pending news. That's a wrap for today's show. I'm your host, Paul Kandakos. Please make sure to tune in again tomorrow. We've got more great press releases and halts at the open for you.